Hello and welcome live from Channels Television's global headquarters in Lagos, Nigeria. You're watching Newsroom series. I'm Dominic Iwiwa, and today our focus will be on the North Central. But before we get into that, let's have a snippet of our top stories making rounds at the moment. In a happy turn of events, the last group of victims kidnapped during a tragic attack on a village in Kuruminwali, Kaduna State have been freed. Their release comes 18 days after they were taken during a church service on January 18, 2026. Following a rescue operation by security forces, the survivors were welcomed back by the state's government officials at the Sir Kashim Ibrahim government house under the watchful eye of tight security. The victims, including women and children, will be meeting with Governor Obasani later in the day. We start off in Kwara State, where at least 75 people have been killed in Woro community in Kayama local government area for refusing to be indoctrinated by extremist members of Maduda terrorism. During a visit to the community by the Kwara State Governor Abdurrahman Abdurrazak, the Emir of Kayama confirmed that 75 people were given a mass burial, while some families opted out, taking away their affected loved ones. He also added that some corpses were still lying in the bush following what he described as a massacre. The community has since been deserted since the incident.
It's not the metaphorical stone-throw journey. It took the governor and his entourage 6 hours to get to Kayama local government in Kwara State. It was dark when they arrived, even as the Emir of Kayama shed light on the dastardly attack by terrorists.
Very unfortunate that we lost a very large number of people. I think this is one of the largest massacre in Nigeria at the same time, if I can remember. But our count at Sibika in the morning, 75 people were identified and given mass barrier. This excludes the Christians who are taken away, the Yorubas who are taken away, and some corpses are seen in the bush that are not yet. So the figures is likely to go up. If you go to war now, it's a ghost town. Everybody has deserted the whole place. All like this and yesterday, it was just like a war, not a killing, the massacre, because it's only one side that was killing. So we lost a large number of people. And a lot of people have been kidnapped, mostly women and children, taken to the bush to know for what purpose. They gave us a notice that they are coming to preach, and nobody objected to it, only to find out that they, instead of coming to preach, they are coming to massacre. We believe that this solution can be universal, and that if we have a ministry basis, let's say FOB, probably one Woro or that exit, Nanu and all the rest. These people are at the edge of the national park, very large and more than Zimbabwe, the one in Benue State. And it's very porous, very empty, and habitat for it's but they want a consolidated and comprehensive native outfit involving Kwara and Niger that can output them. They have actually taken over the whole country. And unfortunately, some of our boys, some of our people from the Bogu area, they've joined them now in the system, and it's making it very difficult to monitor. They are the informants, they are the participants, they are the everything else.
The chairman of Kayama local government area has a gory tale to tell, a horror story of killing, abduction, and a chronicle of despair.
I'm a medical personnel. I have never seen corpse like that in my life. To count up to 75 corpses that we saw, aside those that got burnt, unidentified. As we speak, there are still corpses in the bush because they are ambushing them. They ambush them in the village. This is the village head, sir, Your Excellency. As they came to Oro, they went to his house straight. It means we have bad eggs among us who are giving the information about our communities. They got there, they asked for key of his cars, they vandalized his 2 vehicles, they burnt his house. His kids, there's a girl, his firstborn is a male, the sister, the secondborn is a woman. The 2 of them just finished medical schools. And of course, they brought them out and killed the 2 of them.
The governor and his team then proceeded to Woro community for another 2-hour journey, where the incident occurred, for an on-the-spot assessment. Visible signs of the mayhem stare you in the face. Some of the structures are still burning.
Pure madness. May the soul of the departed rest in peace. We can see issues of ideology, religious ideology. The citizens here resisting the sort of ideology that is alien to them. 75 have been buried, and we're short of words. But we thank the security agencies for the work. Also commend the president for deploying the troops. A new battalion coming in here, a new operation, Savannah Shield, will take over from the southern axis of the Operation Fasanyama. So things will certainly get better here.
Many members of the community have been abducted, while the search for more bodies is still ongoing.
And in a swift reaction, President Bola Tinubu has ordered the deployment of an army battalion to Woro Kayama local government area in Kwara State to spearhead Operation Savannah Shield to checkmate terrorists and protect defenseless communities. In a statement issued by the presidency, President Tinubu condemned the cowardly and beastly attack by Boko Haram terrorists, which led to the killings of helpless villagers in Woro, describing the gunmen as heartless for choosing soft targets in their doomed campaign of terror. According to the statements, President Tinubu urged collaboration between federal and state agencies to provide succor to members of the community and ensure those who committed the atrocities do not go scot-free. He also prayed for the repose of the soul of the deceased and condoled with those who lost family members as the people and the government of Kwara State. The annual of Afin, a community in the Ile-Ire district of Ifelodun local government area in Kwara State, Obasimion Ibiyinka Ola Onipekun, has safely regained his freedom amid the ongoing security operations to curb banditry in the state. The traditional ruler's abduction occurred late on New Year's Eve when a group of about 8 gunmen allegedly stormed the palace around 8 p.m., shooting sporadically and demanding to see the monarch and his wife. The Benue State Police Commissioner, Mr. Ifanye Menari, has reassured traditional rulers and displaced residents in parts of Gweri West local government area of a revised security strategy that will restore peace and enable them to return to their ancestral homes. Mr. Menari disclosed this when he visited Naka, the headquarters of the local government, to meet with traditional rulers, stakeholders, and those living in internally displaced persons' camps following their displacement.
The Benue State Command is in Naka, the headquarters of Gwe local government area, for an on-the-spot assessment of the newly approved area command. The visit comes amid heightened security efforts to address the crisis between farmers and herders, which has displaced thousands of residents. Led by the State Police Commissioner, Mr. Ifeanyi Emenari, the police met with the Traditional Council to inform the people of the command's preparations to carry out comprehensive clearance operations across all council wards to restore peace and security in the communities.
As far as police is concerned, the days of bandit impunity in Benue State, especially Kwara West, are over.
In his response, the traditional ruler of the area called for the establishment of police outposts in communities after the operations to boost the confidence of returnees.
I crave your police indulgence to consider my border communities with Doma as an area of particular concern, so that your men will not only be on ground here, they will also have the task of being given flying boats to survey and keep vigil of the waterway, because the river Benue dissects west up to 32 kilometers, beginning from Makodi down to my border with Agaturechi and Totalu.
The team also visits IDP camps, reassuring the displaced persons that the camps will be closed by December as security operations intensify. The displaced persons commend efforts to flush out invaders and restore peace to their communities.
We are here since from 2019 till today. Even during last year, as we were saying, we go to our various places, but we do some certain farm inputs. They have grazed it all.
We were running helter-skelter, but now there is improvement in Kwara West. So we thank God.
The revised security operation is part of a broader strategy by the Benue State Police Command to protect communities and prevent further attacks for the gradual resettlement of those in IDP camps across the state.
To other security matters, this time in Kogi State, where Governor Usman Ododo has cautioned traditional rulers in the state against selling land without approval from the government. The governor is vowing to dethrone any monarch that violates the directive. The governor stated this while addressing traditional rulers at the palace of the Elulu of Mopa, Obamuyiwa Ibiun, in Mokparu local government area of the state. He stressed that indiscriminate land allocation poses a grave threat to the state's mineral resources and security architecture.
Kogi State Governor Usman Ododo is on a working visit to Mokpamuro local government area as part of efforts to engage directly with local communities across the state. As part of the visit, the governor and his delegation pay a courtesy call on the Elulu of Mokpa, Obamuyiwa Ibiun, at his palace, where discussions focus on critical issues affecting the state, particularly insecurity. Governor Ododo reiterates that traditional rulers have a vital role to play in strengthening security at the grassroots level. He also warns against the indiscriminate sale of land, noting that such practices could undermine orderly development and security across the state.
It shocked me while you are fighting these criminals. We were on air sending messages, don't give out your land. That shock message came to me that somebody that was early last year has acquired over 500 hectares from Mokparu. It pains me. They are not coming to buy the land. They are not coming to farm. They are deceiving you to come and take what is under it that God has given us free of charge.
The traditional ruler of Mokpa thanks Governor Ododo for visiting the area, pledging continued support to his government.
Today, in the entire country and beyond, we are a symbol of something that will make any father proud. You are a symbol of loyalty. Anytime anybody misbehaves, you are always a point of reference. gatherings. I have been in gatherings. When I say gatherings, I mean gatherings of very high-profile individuals.
The governor later inspects projects initiated by his administration in Mokwa, including facilities at the Kogi State College of Education, Technical.
What we have before us here is the administrative building ongoing. We also have the Dean's Complex ongoing. At completion, this will provide accommodation for the provost and all other principal officers, including supporting staff. Over there, we have the Dean's Complex. All the schools in the college, the deans will be accommodated there.
The governor describes the inspection as crucial to assessing the progress and impact of his administration's development agenda. He also commissions other infrastructure projects before leaving the area.
The Plateau State government has reaffirmed its partnership with the Federal Ministry of Livestock Development on the transformation of the Wassa Grazing Reserve, dismissing reports linking the initiative to the Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association. The state's commissioners for livestock and that of agriculture in a joint press briefing in Jos say the livestock reform agenda is aimed at modernizing production, improving security and ensuring inclusive benefits for Plateau residents. The state government says its engagement on livestock development is strictly with the federal government and forms part of a broader plan to reposition the sector for economic growth and food security. Officials say the Wassa Grazing Reserve is being used as a pilot for modern ranching with pasture and fodder production already underway, while consultations continue with various livestock producer groups across the state.
The Plateau State government, through the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development and the Ministry of Livestock Development, Veterinary Services and Fisheries, wishes to clarify its position and outline its comprehensive strategy for livestock development with specific reference to the Wassa Grazing Reserve. This statement is issued to reaffirm the Plateau State government's exclusive partnership and alignment with the Federal Ministry of Livestock Development. We categorically state that during the visit of the Honorable Minister of Livestock Development to Plateau State in 2025, no discussions were held between the Plateau State government and the chairman of the Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association. Our engagements and agreements are strictly with the constituted federal authority. The Plateau State government is strategically positioned to transform livestock production, processing and marketing across the state. Our administration is committed to providing a secure and enabling environment for all interested investors and individuals in livestock farming to operate without let or hindrance.
His Excellency, Barrister Caleb Manasseh is poised to bring quantum leaps in the livestock sector. One of the key things that we're looking at is the cattle multiplication system that we are putting together as a program that will help indigenes own exotic breeds of cattle and will be replicated along the state. We are thinking of starting this with women and youths, and this will significantly affect dairy production and will boost the economy of families. In the coming days, we'll be unleashing this program, and we trust that it will boost the economy of the state.
Still in Plateau State, the state has confirmed an outbreak of Lassa fever, recording 3 confirmed cases, 12 suspected cases and 4 deaths, including a senior medical doctor at the Bingham University Teaching Hospital in Jos, the state's capital. The state's Commissioner for Health, Dr. Nicholas Bamlong, confirmed the outbreak, stating that the situation is under control and response efforts have been scaled up to protect lives and prevent further spread. Our correspondent Percy Dabang reports.
Plateau State is on alert following the confirmation of Lassa fever cases in different parts of the state, raising fresh concerns over public health safety and protection of frontline medical workers. State officials say laboratory tests have confirmed 3 infections with 12 cases so far, with emergency response teams deployed to trace contact, monitor suspected cases, and strengthen disease surveillance across health facilities and communities.
They are still doing contact tracing because they have come in contact with quite a lot of health workers and even their relations and things like that. So we are trying to test as many as we can trace. Whichever one that we find positive, of course, we will admit and treat.
The outbreak has already claimed 4 lives since December last year, among them a senior medical doctor at the Bingham University Teaching Hospital in Jos. Confirming the development, the chief medical director of the hospital described the death of the doctor as regrettable.
We lost a very beloved, very dedicated medical doctor, a senior registrar in obstetrics and gynecology. When she operated on a patient that came as an emergency, it was after the surgery there was a suspicion, but after some time she came down with some symptoms, and then we felt we should treat.
Figures from the Nigeria Center for Disease Control show that Nigeria has recorded 39 confirmed Lassa fever cases and 17 deaths within the first 3 weeks of 2026, with the disease spreading across 8 states, including Plateau. Health officials say public enlightenment campaigns have been expanded to avoid further spread of the virus.
These are the times that the rats are going around everywhere. They are patching and urinating on things that are spread. The Plateau people be on alert and let's watch out for anything. And as important as it is, let us avoid anything that will make us come in contact with things like that.
The commissioner said the state government has procured vaccines and also received some from the Nigeria Center for Disease Control for immediate treatment of confirmed cases.
Health authorities in Plateau State say surveillance and response measures have been put in place following confirmed cases of Lassa fever in the state. They are also calling on residents to maintain proper hygiene, keep food and household items away from rodents, and promptly report suspected cases to the nearest health facilities to avoid the spread of the disease that has already claimed lives. From the Bingham University Teaching Hospital in Jos, Percy Dabang, Channels Television News.
Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State has sworn in newly appointed permanent secretaries. He also inaugurated members of the State Consultative Committee of the Bureau of Statistics, the Steering Committee for the Nasarawa Low Emissions Development Strategy, chairman and members of the Christian Pilgrims Welfare Board, and the members of the Muslim Pilgrims Welfare Board. The permanent secretaries have been posted to various ministries, departments and agencies and have been charged by the governor to work towards the development of the state.
Let me take the liberty of this occasion to remind us that governance is a collective responsibility. I therefore call on you to give the new appointees your maximum support and cooperation and appreciate the enormous task entrusted on their shoulders. I also appeal to members of the public not to put unnecessary pressures on them in order for them to be able to carry out their responsibilities for the greater good of Nasarawa State. As you settle down in your various ministries, departments and agencies, I urge you to acquaint yourselves with the Nasarawa Economic Development Strategy NET document in order to appreciate our development imperatives and contribute towards the actualization of our dream. Let me at this juncture state that your appointments come at a time when we are in transition. As a government, I urge you to be steadfast, focused, and loyal to this administration in order to continue to serve the people of Nasarawa State.
And that's where we drop the encore in this edition of Newsroom Series. I'm Dominic Iwiwu. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. you.